You're up to date on News Talk.
Off the ball.
Thanks to Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a dedicated call centre.
This is News Talk.
Hello everyone, World Cup Day 6 is unfolding before our eyes. We've got Housewives' favourite Keith Andrews in studio for the evening. Plus on the football show, Graham Hunter is with the Spanish camp on the eve of their second game tomorrow. If it's as good as last Friday, we will take it. So Graham's going to join us in the football show after 9. Rishtart Cooper has been, as you can imagine, watching the TV studios very closely. He will be with us later on, maybe around 20 to 9 or so. Before that, just after 8 o'clock, there's a brilliant new biography of Tiger Woods, very much done without the approval of Woods and the Woods camp. And we're going to talk to one of the authors. We've talked about it on the Golf Weekly podcast a couple of weeks ago. I know lots of you are buying it out there, golf fans anyway. Even if you're only casually interested in golf and Woods, it's definitely a book which is well worth reading. So authors will give us some insights just after 8 o'clock. Text number 53106. We are at Off the Ball on Twitter. Richie McCormack, also a Housewives' favourite. Hello to you.
That's very much untrue. You can't imagine an authorised biography of someone like Tiger Woods would actually be that readable.
No.
It'd be about 20 pages long for a kickoff and would just be a list of his achievements.
I'm making it very clear to listeners this is an unauthorised book because otherwise you'd have no interest. I mean, what would it be?
The good stuff, the dirt under the fingernails is in this one.
Chapter 7, Tiger Woods, the family man. You know, what do you do?
Tiger Woods, super dad.
So World Cup is continuing. Day 6, we have Russia-Egypt, 4 minutes old at the moment. Mo Salah starts is the big news. How long will he last? How long before someone gives him an old Sergio Ramos to the ground is one of the questions I think Egyptian fans will have. 5 minutes gone in that game. Already we've seen wins for Japan and Senegal this afternoon. Keith Andrews.
Good evening, Joseph.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
So tell us, what's it like in RTE? Do you have someone to massage your feet? Does someone make you coffee? Danishes? Is it everything we dream and hope it might be, Keith?
There's Danishes in the morning. Yeah,
oh, imagine!
Well, Kenny Coleman. Kenny was a player who used to play on the youth team. Kenny Cunningham always requests him when he does the AM show, doesn't he? Here.
Yes.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He'll only come in unless he gets a croissant.
To be fair to Kenny, he will often come bearing gifts.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. No, Kenny's I was going to say quite. He's very generous.
Something admittedly you've yet to do, but we'll push on by that now.
I did bring gifts here tonight to RTE, but anyway.
To RTE.
Banana bread.
What's it like in there? So
they didn't know it was vegan.
What are they doing in there with our state money?
I didn't really say whether it was or it wasn't. I just left it out there, and I think they presumed that it was homemade.
You bought the banana bread?
Yeah.
My wife buys
banana bread.
You could let me know.
What are we talking about here?
Good food store around the corner, very nice place.
He's bringing banana bread into RTE, but he didn't bring it in here.
Okay, well,
I'm always bringing stuff in here.
He's very much bottom of the food chain.
You brought your dog in here a couple of times, that's about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't count.
I'm always giving.
You're bottom of the ladder in there, you've got to work your way up.
Exactly.
You do what you are, you're the new boy in there. You've got to try and get some good,
I'm the
better
apprentice,
games. What's the best game they've given you so far?
Well, I only deal in the top ones, don't I? Spain, Portugal, Germany, Mexico. It's the way I roll, Joe.
Have you done them?
It's the way I roll, Joe.
Okay, that's not bad then.
Bottom of the ladder.
Okay, I'll take it back then. You've done all right. And how's it all going? You enjoying the World Cup?
Well, yeah, I've enjoyed it. I think it's had a little bit of criticism, some of the games. But look, some of the nations aren't good enough to play the way we all want to see them play. Mexico were probably the best 45 minutes I've seen of football in a long time. They annihilated Germany.
Which is to say that if we were there, we'd be the great entertainers. Like that's what I don't get. Nobody can go, oh, we wish Ireland were there instead of Saudi Arabia. Do you think we'd perform any better than them?
Well, I think
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah.
We would.
But then of the Irans and Moroccos of this world, not so much.
This World Cup is an advertisement for why 48 teams is a bad idea.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, there's going to be some turgid stuff.
Totally agree.
There have been great games, but there's no way in a 48 team World Cup, even the most ardent of lads in their bunker, women in their bunker watching every single game are going to watch a 48 team.
The three-team group might take away from that a little bit.
Because there'll be more riding on the games.
But yeah, there'll be two teams you'd presume that are going to get through and play for it, and the one team that mightn't be as good, whereas there's 2 or 3 dodgy teams per group now and only one good one, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be too many because you're right. I can have it to a certain degree. Like Costa Rica, the way they set up is very, very negative, very defence-minded. But they haven't got the personnel. Like Mexico have a very physically aggressive side, and they went toe-to-toe with Germany and got the rewards for it. Costa Rica can't do that. So a lot of nations just simply not good enough.
What food do RTE bring you during the games? Do you get to order out?
No.
Deliveroo?
Can't. No Deliveroo or
from the canteen.
Canteen, yeah.
So what's on offer there?
I don't know. I've had my own stuff.
Are you bringing your own lunchbox?
Yeah.
You still gone vegan?
No, I'm not vegan.
But you're still trying to adhere to the vegan thing.
Kale and quinoa burgers and sweet potato fries.
Oh, that's not food.
Joe, Richie, don't start me. Don't start me wearing that shirt, I'm telling you.
Kale and quinoa burgers.
I'm going to bring them in for you some night, okay?
Keith, do you ever think life's too short, you know? You might get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Can I just portray, I enjoy my life, okay?
Keith, you're not happy. This is an intervention.
Sadness in his eyes.
Glad I
and
come
his
in to
food.
get annihilated. I don't have to put up with this in RTA, that's all I'm saying.
What's the standard? What does Didi Hamann get of a half-time?
Diddy chomps away, to be fair.
He keeps ticking over, does he?
Diddy chomps
You never
away.
tell.
I think he's kept the same type of diet he had as when he was a player in his latter years. Did he enjoy his life?
So he's not too strict. What does Dunphy go for?
I haven't been on my Eamon yet.
Okay.
Met Eamon a couple of times on kind of the tour and over the transition with one game to the next. Haven't seen him.
And do you prefer RTE or RTV3?
What, this month? Very good.
Which team has impressed you the most so far? We've had one full round of games.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain.
They
Even
were.
though they drew, I think you can put it into a context where
Ronaldo can't do that
hat-trick.
again. De Gea made that mistake
Exactly.
again. They should have won 3-1.
And then the first goal penalty.
Yeah.
I thought they were outstanding in the second half in particular. I thought it was a masterclass in terms of them back to their best with doing what they do. Phenomenal. And with Costa up front, I think... Do you remember when he first started to get integrated into that Spanish squad? It was a bit of a...
It's a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still think he's on a different wavelength to all the other maestros that they have playing behind that. But I do think they're recognising now for his first goal, was it a free kick? Was it on Pepe? Look, it might have been. I'm not so sure. Pepe's got history, hasn't he? But they're trying to find them earlier.
Yeah.
Which the type of service that he needs.
Well, for Busquets to look up and see, do you know what, Costa has a 2-on-1 here.
Yeah.
And just to say to himself, that's worth a punt.
Yeah. Let's get him away.
And let's see what happens. I thought that was very good. And you made a brilliant point as well. You've been very good, by the way.
Thanks, Joe.
You have.
Flat
No, you've been very good. But you made the point about Spain. They're still obviously tiki-taka, whatever the hell that means. But they are now less wedded to it. So if they're being completely pressed in one corner of a pitch, they'll pop a diag over and find the man in space.
Both centre-halves are capable of that.
Yeah.
And they do it really, really well. Because if you were playing against Spain, you would try and do that. You would try and keep them over one side. But the way the centre-halves drop out and then be able to step in, hit that 56-yard diag, that causes you all kinds of problems when you're facing up against that.
And so of Germany and Brazil and Argentina and the others who've had iffy-ish starts, you wouldn't judge any team on their opening game too deeply. So who's the most likely to improve and get the show on the road?
Brazil for me.
Right.
I think they'll kick on. That they showed signs of it early in the first half. They were magnificent, but they got very casual and laboured and got into bad habits. And the coach had got that out of them. They've been a very settled team going into this World Cup, whereas some of the other teams, like I've got a big problem with France. Big problem, because they've got all the talent in the world. He hasn't found the system yet that suits him. Whereas Brazil have. He's left some big names out, but they seem to be okay. The harmony within the camp is good. Neymar will get better, will get more match sharp. I think
Incredibly indulgent performance, though.
He's a clown, isn't he?
Yeah,
He is
I
a
don't
clown.
like him.
No, I will be in that camp. But in terms of for Brazil, what he can do, they're less reliant on him than they were, say, 2 years ago or 4 years ago in
They're
the
not
previous World Cup.
reliant on him in the same way that Argentina are reliant on Messi.
Argentina are actually, considering they're thrown in with all those other super nations, they are average. I agree, because what they have available, you look at it and you're thinking, well, two of the best players are on the bench, Higuain and Dybala. Can you get Dybala in the team with Messi? Messi probably doesn't want that. I'd play him from the right because I think he's that good. I think Meze played it in the first game and he struggled a little bit. Di Maria was okay.
It's comical the extent to which they are reliant on Messi, because I was saying to Tim Vickery last night, for months he's been saying they're bad at the back and they're reliant on Messi, and I kind of said yeah, okay, sure, okay, I know, I get it, yeah, reliant on Messi, of course they are, but I mean, it's embarrassing. It's
but
like,
every time he plays somebody and they do something, they're just so eager to get the ball back to him.
Oh, yeah.
Even when there's better options on.
They feel they can't score unless he's involved in the move.
Yeah.
Is my feeling on that.
I would worry about them.
Who's been your favourite RTE pundit so far?
Favourite RTE
Who do you rate? Who does Keith Andrews turn to in his hour of need?
Who have I been on with? I've been on with Didi. I've been on with Shay. Kevin Doyle was supposed to be in there today, but his wife went into labour, so he wasn't in. I like Shay. Shay's one of my mates, isn't he? I'm going with Shay.
That's a terrible answer.
Thanks.
Chris Halligan says, I'm listening from the Austrian Alps. All the coverage of the games is in German. It's refreshing to hear some Irish accents. Keep her lit, Chris. Chris, good to have you with us, Chris. You're very welcome.
So he doesn't want to have Diddy on, does he?
No, lads, I was hoping the food habits of the pundits would be more geographically appropriate. Keith and Kenny on the coddle. Diddy on the bratwurst, says Kelly in Fermoy.
Aldi do a good bratwurst, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, chili bratwurst from Aldi are class.
I'm not familiar with actually.
I am open to
bratwurst.
being sponsored by them if you want, or if they want even.
Shout out for Keith. Just put my kale and quinoa burgers on the barbecue now, says Brendan in Donnybrook.
He knows where it is. He knows. Who's that, Brendan? From where?
Donnybrook, where else?
Aye, well, there you go. Hi.
It's a long way, Keith Andrews, from kale and
Good to have my kale and quinoa burgers.
Yes, it was, because I was right on Coddle, you're right.
Where are you from?
I was from the North Strand originally, then we moved out to Artane, Balmain's way.
Right, okay. And were quinoa burgers big in Artane?
Massive.
Huge, yeah.
I think it started there.
They started selling them at Northside.
The Artane Castle.
That's what built Northside.
Oh dear, this is great banter.
Oh God! What did you have for lunch today?
I was being ironical. I had a beefy barbacoa.
A what?
It's like a burrito.
All right.
From across the road. Pablo's, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've had one of them.
Not a healthy choice.
I've had one of them.
I hadn't eaten.
You do look a bit bloated tonight.
I skipped breakfast.
Did you?
I had one of those
Shouldn't
days.
be doing that, Joe.
Well, I know. I don't usually.
You mentally sharp enough for this show?
I don't feel it, Keith.
It'll come, it'll come. Do you want a peppermint tea?
I've come down to your level.
Peppermint tea.
I don't feel I skip breakfast.
Who are you?
Yeah, what's going on with you? Do all your friends and family say, well, who the hell are you?
Yeah, I was way better crack in my early 20s.
I'd say you were. You're absolutely no
way
crack,
better
man.
crack.
Stuck with you for the next 3 hours.
I know. Sorry, lads.
Kale
Sorry,
and
lads.
And peppermint. I mean, go easy on it, all right? 2 cups
I've had
max.
too many coffees today.
Okay. We better get things moving then, because we're going to talk England in about 15 minutes. Obviously, we haven't touched on them, and they were the big story last night. So I've heard very differing views and interpretations of whether England were actually very, very ordinary and need to be worried, or if they were really, really good and then things got a bit stodgy as it does, and they showed a lot of resilience to come through. So hold your powder for a moment, and we'll do that in about 15 minutes and talk England. The news round is brought to you this evening, of course, with Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a choice of over 20,000 quality trade products. Richie, where are you starting World Cup?
We'll start with St. Petersburg, because Mo Salah started for Egypt, making his World Cup debut against Russia there. The Russian side showing 2 changes from the one that started last week's 5-0 win over Saudi Arabia, but both Denis Cheryshev and Artem Dzyuba scored off the bench in that game, as we know. Still scoreless with 15 minutes played there in St. Pete. Egypt looking to become the second African side to win at Russia 2018. That's after Senegal today became the first, capitalising on a pair of defensive errors to beat Poland 2-1 in their Group H encounter in Moscow. A Thiago Cionek own goal 7 minutes before the break put Aliou Cisse's side ahead. Mbaye Niang made it 2, pouncing on a horrendous Jan Krakowiak back pass, and Krakowiak atoned for his error somewhat, pulling one back for Poland 4 minutes from time. Earlier, Japan beat 10-man Colombia 2-1 in Saransk. Colombia played the vast majority of that game with 10 men after Carlos Sanchez was dismissed for a deliberate handball. Shinji Kagawa converted the resulting spot kick to give Japan the lead. Colombia levelled 6 minutes before the break through Juan Quintero, but Yuya Osako won it for Japan with a header 17 minutes from time.
Did you see any of these games today?
No.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Next story.
Derek McGrath admits...
This is what I'm working with.
I know, he's a World Cup pundit. He's going to rock up to us like, I saw that win for Japan over Colombia. They
Very
were great.
transparent,
They were very hard working.
Very transparent.
Rule number 1 is you have to bluff.
Baby.
It's not my DNA.
No. Just hang on. I want you to do your best every day. We're going to do that again. We're not live.
No.
Keith, sum up those 2 games for us. The 2-2-1s. Come on, just give me something if you had to bluff. Come on, give it to us.
What scores were they again? I was
2-1.
off there.
2-1 both of them.
2-1 both of them.
Switched off. Cheers
Senegal won today. 2-1.
So yeah, I do like Senegal.
What did you make of them today against? What did you make of them?
Fortunate second goal.
Yeah, against Poland.
Free-flowing football, dominated the game.
Disappointed with
Parts.
Poland?
Poland aren't they one-dimensional?
And based on what you saw from Japan against 10-man Colombia, do you think they can do something in this
Not a
tournament?
hope.
Okay.
Not a hope.
There you go.
Permanent spot in chair number 3 coming your way, Keith. Derek McGrath admits the fatigue.
That actually shows how easy it is to just talk absolute tripe in this World Cup, which so many pundits are. It's absolutely comical.
Don't know much about them,
Name names, Joe.
No.
Don't know much about them. Derek McGrath admits the fatigue was behind his decision to step down as the Waterford senior hurling manager. The De La Salle man confirmed that he's leaving the post after 5 years in charge. He guided the Dacia course to the National League title in 2015 and last year's All-Ireland hurling final, but a host of injuries hampered the efforts to build on that this season. He spoke to Joe's old friend Eamon Keane on WLR this morning, and McGrath was sure that now is the right time to step aside.
Given what had happened in terms of the the injury situation, the ill luck with the ghost goal, etc., the home and away games, all the things that were kind of stacked in favour of us saying, Jesus, give it one more go. And I did weigh up, but I only weighed it up temporarily, I have to be honest. You know, it's very easy for someone to make a kind of a flippant remark, say, listen, you should give it another go. You never got to. And I got lots of texts. I got texts from Nicky English. I got texts from, you know, well-known people in the GAA world that kind of, hey, you should give it another year. You got no luck this year. You got, you know, so there's lots of excuses out there. But, and you know, I had a possibility there, a 15% possibility in my head of saying, yeah, you know what, I think they're right. I'll go back. But my mind was more, almost certainly leaning towards needing a break, you know, and needing a break and returning to the classroom as well, you know.
It's interesting, this exact time yesterday, myself and the lads were pretty much guessing that he would most likely stay on, that this would feel like a sabbatical this year because it was over so short, so quickly, and then within an hour we were completely proved wrong. So he's gone. We were on to him today to come on. He's busy this evening. He's at a charity function, so we'll speak to Dermot McGrath at some stage tomorrow or later in the week. Kale and quinoa burgers are actually nice. I'm off to pick up a pack now on the back of it. Shane in Rathmines. Anyone
is there anyone on the north side?
Whoa. What do you mean, is anyone on the north side, Richie?
We've just had one from Donnybrook and one from Rathmines.
You've just the person who said it's from the north side.
Basically, no one outside of a lottery win is renting in that area.
That's why we're saying you've changed.
Grew up on the north side, still on the north side.
Yeah,
but there you are with Dublin 4 and Dublin 8 points.
You've changed in your eating habits. Whose hair is more indulgent, lads? Neymar's or Keith's from Chelsea in Stillorgan?
Listen, Stillorgan. Neymar, he looks like fucking Ken.
Neymar's hair was, no, I wasn't a fan of it. Wasn't his best look. Your hair's
terrible.
Just.
I had it trimmed the other day. I'm still getting
the
battered.
frosted tips. You'd end up with a bit of Neymar there.
Could throw that in actually.
Yeah.
Might throw it in for the latter stages.
Elsewhere, Cork City manager John Caulfield says they must make the home leg count in their Champions League first round qualifier with Legia Warsaw. Legia, no strangers to these shores, of course, having played both Dundalk and St Pat's in Europe in recent years. Cork will welcome Legia to Turner's Cross on the 10th or 11th of next month before making the trip to Warsaw a week later. And Caulfield told Red FM today that the Leesiders are right up against it.
Legia have, you know, 3 of their players in the Polish squad. You know, their centre back Pazdan is playing tonight, so from that point of view, it shows the level they're at. You know, I remember 2 years ago they played Dundalk in the Aviva, and they were absolutely fantastic. They played Dundalk off the park. So even though Dundalk did well in the way, like they at the Aviva, they were brilliant. So look, it's very, very difficult. The only thing is, you know, for our own supporters, you know, they'll be able to get to get across to Warsaw, and you know, everyone's been looking forward to the game, and you know, with the first game at home, so maybe with a tight pitch and a packed house, we can put a bit of pressure on them. But there's no doubt it's probably the toughest draw we could have possibly got.
What do you make of the draw, Keith?
Oh, it's terrible draw. I know they'll go into this. It's the third qualifying round.
Third qualifying in the Europa if they go here.
Still, that's as tough as it gets. Though.
And it's not one of those scenarios where in the FA Cup you want a big team. You actually just want to get through here.
That pot that Cork were potentially going to get, either like whoever they were going to get was actually really going to be rough. I was looking through them, I think the day before yesterday, and it was going to be tough either way. But Leggy is just the nastiest of the lot.
Okay. Dave Kilcoyne then?
Yeah, he's linked up with the Irish rugby squad in Sydney. The Munster prop trained with Joe Schmidt's side this morning as the countdown continues to Saturday's Summer Series decider against Australia. Cian Healy a doubt for that match, having suffered a shoulder injury during last weekend's win over the Wallabies, but Irish management say that the problem is responding well to treatment. Meanwhile, Dublin manager Jim Gavin will give Stephen Cluxton every chance of proving his fitness for Sunday's Leinster Senior Football Championship final against Laois. That's at Croke Park, of course. The Dubs captain suffering from a lower back injury, which he picked up in the semi-final win over Longford. Speaking to our own Maura Trassini-Chiali, Gavin was staying upbeat on Cluxton not missing a first championship game since the Leinster quarter-final of 2004.
Yeah, Stephen's doing great. Yeah, he's on the road to recovery. A little bit sore from that fall, but you know, he's a very resilient man and determined man, and we'll make a call later on the week.
It must be very difficult on Evan Comerford to not be used to those kind of big days and all of a sudden having to go in without, obviously nobody expects Stephen Cluxton to come off. Yeah,
he was very composed. I said a few words to him before he went in and didn't bat an eyelid. So I think what you saw in the game was probably reflective of what we see in training, and probably what you saw in the league games that Evan played as well. You know, very solid character and a great attitude. That's why he's with the squad, and great work ethic, and you know, just played his team part, and that's all you want from a goalkeeper.
So we'll see how that all goes. Dublin in action this Sunday. they're never going to be too forthcoming about injuries and Cluxton's chances. You could spend the whole season with him maybe being back for the next game and they know there's no chance, or maybe he'll be back this Sunday. They're not going to let anyone know too early.
They're not going to lose on Sunday. It's beyond the realm of possibility, and that's no offence to Laois footballers, and they of course presume the same themselves if they're being realistic, but given the number and volume of games that comes with the Super 8s on the horizon, it makes sense for him to just give him this weekend off, make sure he's 100% right for the quarterfinals and move on from there. And
you're coming for the chance to play in a big game and get some experience. Yeah, it might be the most likely thing, but we'll see closer to Throw-In on Sunday. Where are we going next?
Stephen Gleeson, he's agreed to join the Scottish Premiership runners-up Aberdeen. The Republic of Ireland international midfielder will arrive on a 2-year deal when the players report back for pre-season. He spent the second half of last term with Ipswich, having previously made more than 200 appearances for MK Dons. He joins another Irishman, Chrissy Forrester, at Pittodrie for next season. Good signing.
Good signing for Aberdeen. Good move from him as well. The change of scenery. What would he have got in England if he'd stayed in England? Would he have got a lower
League One? Probably.
Yeah, lower champ, League One maybe. So yeah, I think when he gets to that type of age as a player, you need things.
What age is he?
He's probably about 29, 30. I think Stephen Gleeson now. You need kind of, I don't know. You need something to whet your appetite to really motivate you.
Impetus.
Yeah.
Money.
No, I don't think so, Joe. I think
Aberdeen, man.
I think Aberdeen and bottom championship, top League One, whatever. I think you're talking similar, but the chance to go and play against Celtic, Rangers and challenge for something, a cup, that's a nice thing to do, and he's a player I do like, actually.
Did you ever think about going to Scotland?
There was a chance, nothing concrete, but there was a chance to go to Celtic when I signed for after the Euros in 2012. Never quite really got up and running, but there was.
Would you have gone?
Yeah, I probably would at that stage. A couple of years before, there was a bit of talk as well, but I was playing Premier League football regularly. I didn't want to move from that because obviously it came to me late, but later on I most certainly would have.
Because post Euro 2012 you were the one player maybe that came out of that tournament, Irish player with credit, so you would have had a bit of leverage in the deals. You could have got a decent deal and got set up nicely.
Yeah, I was on a free transfer, so it would have been nice, but like I said, things kind of, you talk and that happened next ball, bang, it doesn't happen for whatever reason, so it never really kind of got up and running.
Kev almost could have gone there as well.
Kev really?
Yeah. Do you think they still target Irish players where possible?
Not as much as they used to, I don't think.
Yeah.
It used to be nice for them to have an Irish player, didn't it? Like commercially even as well.
Tick the box,
I don't think so anymore now.
Yeah, okay. So you've got to try, lads, the chickpea burgers. Sensational, great for protein. Neil in Greystones.
Where are they from, Neil?
Greystones, there you go. No, still no Northsiders.
Lads, do me a favour, will you? Northsiders, will you just chip in with something, or is Joe just not reading them out?
It's almost like there's none there.
Chickpea burgers, anyone? I like chickpeas.
I don't mind chickpeas.
Yeah, they're
no Korea.
I have a bit of flatulence after that.
Bringing the tone down.
So Cormac in Longford, interestingly.
What's he got?
10 out of 10 lads would recommend the quinoa and kale burgers. A decadent treat, says Cormac.
Decadent.
Jesus.
Man, you need a dictionary.
Cormac, I wouldn't even go that far.
Love sports and love quinoa burgers.
And is that on their Twitter bio? Is it?
And I'm from the north side. Boom, says this person.
Did he give a name?
Person?
This is just a boom. It's an anonymous text in. But love sports and quinoa burgers.
Yes.
Imagine. The World Cup is very much underway. Curry's PC World want to get you closer to the action. So their exclusive Get Your TV for Free promotion means that there is a 1 in 20 chance that you win your cash back when you buy a TV 55 inches or larger. How big is your TV at home?
65.
65?
That's just ostentatious.
I mean, I wouldn't touch meat, but get me a 65-inch TV. 65? How big is that?
It's 10 inches bigger than the one you're giving away.
Oh, I know that. Because my dad got a 42-inch a couple of years ago, and we put it in the living room, and we all opened it and said, actually, we're going to have to bring this back. It's too big. It's just too
really
big. Yeah. Now, admittedly, now we're like, it's actually a bit small. You get used to anything over time. So, okay, you've got a 65-incher. Well, 1 in 20 chance when you of getting your cash back when you buy a TV 55 inches or larger. Nothing beats watching the game on a big screen, as Keith Andrews well knows, and Ireland's largest range of TVs and best brands are at Curry's PC World. And tonight we're giving away an incredible, beautiful 55-inch Samsung 4K Ultra HD curved LED TV.
Bet yours hasn't got that many adjectives.
Do you have all the letters after yours? No, you don't.
Can I say something on that, or will I get
to begin with a chance of winning, just identify our World Cup mystery voice who says a wet bar of soap used to cause havoc in the showers.
And it took a while for Niall to grasp it. It took a while for Tony Cascarino to grasp it.
Text your name and answer 53106 for 30 cents. We'll announce the winner later on the show. It's pretty good. Get closer to the World Cup action this summer with Off the Ball and Curry's PC World. What were you going to say about your TV?
I'm not allowed.
No, go on.
No, JP's just glared at me and said basically no.
Don't mind him.
No, not allowed to say
I wouldn't recommend it.
Probably shouldn't get into the TV.
If you're criticising the product of the competition in any way, then no. But if it's about the TV, then you can tell us about your 65-inch TV.
Better not say anything.
How big is the room?
It's
Sizable.
Stop asking how big his house is. You're so
living room.
nosy.
It's a living room.
I was reared on a 14-inch TV. It's kind of hilarious to look back on now.
Yeah, but what?
14-inch TV.
He was reared on it.
You know, that's like,
yeah.
that was the deal in the playroom with the brothers, like 14-inch TV. It seemed just fine at the time.
You had a playroom, did you?
Well, something approaching that.
Do you have a playroom?
No, I didn't have a playroom. I'm just sitting room.
Didn't have a playroom. Still don't have a
I
playroom.
had one telly growing up, Joe. No playroom.
The other half live, Richie.
This is the worst news round we have ever done, and I'm pretty sure it's no coincidence you're here.
The base content was top notch, though. I think you'll agree.
What last stories do you want to bring?
West Ham splashing the cash. They've paid Toulouse €25 million for defender Issa Diop. The France underage international has signed a 5-year contract at the London Stadium and becomes their record signing with the move. He joins Ryan Fredericks in joining West Ham this summer.
Have you seen any of him?
Yeah, good player.
Yeah?
Good player.
What
I think
kind
they
of player
bought
is he?
Cyrus Christie in January because they knew he was going, because he was out of contract. Probably a little bit surprised that he's left, considering Fulham got promoted.
Fredericks, this is.
Yeah, Fredericks, yeah. But he's very, very attacking full-back. I think he's 25, came through the Spurs Academy, went off. But the last couple of years at Fulham, he's been very impressive. Good signing by West Ham.
Okay, last few stories, Rich.
Yeah, Andy Murray's lost and has come back to tennis after 11 months away. The former world number one took the first set 6-2 from the Kyrgios at Queen's Club, but Kyrgios won the second on a tiebreak and took the third 7-5 to progress to round 2, where he'll face either Kyle Edmund or Ryan Harrison. And Frankie Dettori's picked up a week's ban and a £4,300 fine for his win in the feature race on the opening day of Royal Ascot. The 9-4 favourite without parole came home half a length ahead of Aidan O'Brien trained Gustav Klimt in the St James's Palace Stakes, but stewards deemed that Dettori overused the whip too furlongs from home and punished him accordingly.
One last story. We did a piece with Dr. Ross Tucker a few weeks ago, very much predicting that Caster Semenya would challenge the IAAF ruling, which was effectively putting her out of competition, and no surprise, she's very much doing that.
Yeah, Caster Semenya going to challenge what she calls unfair rules affecting some female athletes. The world and Olympic 800-metre champion is fighting a decision by the IAAF at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. A number of women who race a course with naturally high testosterone levels will have to compete against men or change events unless they take medication, according to the world governing body. The ruling is due to come into force in November.
Collie, who looks to me like he is from Longford, based on the crest.
Wow.
What do you mean by that?
There's a crest, there's a crest. It is a Longford crest. He says quinoa and kale in Longford. He obviously hasn't heard about this trend. 30 minutes gone between Russia and Egypt. Has Mo Salah been in the game, or have you had a chance to even watch it properly?
I've seen glimpses, like when, but
Best
not
chance
trying
for
to
Russia.
find them, but he's playing from the right.
Yeah, probably been watching that closely, have you?
Dennis Cheryshev had a
really,
good chance for
no.
Russia.
Yeah.
Flash from
You're
just
fitting
over
right
there.
in at RTE. We'll take a break.
Off the Ball on News Talk.
Thanks to Screwfix.ie, championing the trade with a choice of over 20,000 quality trade products.
News Talk is handing the airwaves over to you. We want to know what really matters to you and what issues you want us to tackle on your behalf. Email info@newstalk.com and have your say. News Talk. News